ridiculous fondling cardboard.
What is up? Welcome back to Fondling Cardboard. I'm your host, Mike Lakusta, aka the Golf Card Collector. And another Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays month to you. I know we've still got a couple weeks away from Christmas itself, but this is basically going to be on my mind all month because I've got two young boys in the house. Our sons are 1.5 and 3.5. So they are all about the decorations, excitement about presents and the holiday baking, just even the lights and everything they see outside and the snow. This is truly exciting. Like I haven't been fired up and excited about the holidays in a lot of years. Like as an adult, you don't get hyped up about it. Like why? It's just time to go see family. But now that my boys are starting to get excited and I can see the holidays through their eyes. Now, don't get me wrong, it comes with a lot of its own challenges. I was just talking to my best friend who's single and can't imagine the life that I live and vice versa. And had a bit of a vent, just and all the different things you have to do, all of the different shopping and lists and groceries and coordination between families. It never ends, and it's not just around Christmas and the week around Christmas. It's a month or more of hard work and dedication. So kudos to all of you parents out there and all the hard work you're doing. I'm sure your kids appreciate it and just enjoy these times. And a little tip, if you happen to share an Amazon account with your husband or your wife or partner, and you each are buying presents for each other through that Amazon account, even if it's mutually agreed upon, it's not always a good idea because in our case, in our home, my wife and I have both accidentally had a gift for each other spoiled because of order history or those emails that Amazon sends out. So yeah, I don't have any good suggestions on how to keep things private or whatever when you're ordering on Amazon, but just, I don't know, go do the old-fashioned way. Go to the mall and buy your stuff there. Now, before we launch into the episode and talk about collectibles and cards and that sort of stuff, I have to reflect a little bit on the therapy session of last week's episode. The whole thing wasn't a therapy session, but I got into the whole inner child and healing, and the funny thing is, it was almost like a Freudian slip because my mom, who lives 1,000 kilometers away, has just moved to Calgary, and coincidentally, a couple days later, when I recorded my first episode with her living in the same town, I needed a self-guided therapy session through Fondling Cardboard. So I'm not saying the two things are related, but you can infer. Today's kind of an interesting episode because this podcast is called Fondling Cardboard. And maybe today, just for today, we should call it Fondling Plastic, with just a touch of fondling leather and fondling rubber. Now, if that sounds dirty to you, get your mind out of the gutter, because I'm talking plastic, which is Lego, and leather and rubber, which are sports cards protective materials. If that sounds interesting, continue listening. And if that doesn't sound interesting, then let me know. But you've already been listening for a few minutes, so it's going to show up on my Spotify stats. Alright, let's launch into the fondling plastic segment of the episode. So, for those of you who don't know, I am a Formula One fan, and I love Lego. I, as an adult, haven't really bought Lego or collected Lego, but when I found out that they made Formula One Lego cars, there was a dual pack of Mercedes, so a Formula One race car plus the safety car in one box. I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. I think I might have talked about this on a past episode, but I really enjoyed building it, and so I thought, what's next? And it just so happened that some more Formula One Lego sets had been announced, and shortly thereafter, I got them. I got a McLaren Formula One race car, and by the way, the sub-brand of Lego is called Speed Champions, so Formula One Lego Speed Champions is the style that I like. There's also this Lego City style that makes there are some Formula One cards within that set as well. They're less detailed, they're more for kids, and they're kind of designed to fit within a larger ecosystem of Lego City, basically. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got this Technic product, which is much more complicated, high level, many more pieces, larger models, and not traditional Lego blocks. So using the Technic pieces, there's a lot more flexibility and things they can do around a car. So you might be able to pop the hood and actually see pistons pumping up and down when you spin the wheels on the car. It's really cool stuff, but maybe a little bit of a stretch, for the time that I have to build this stuff and for the money that I can allocate to Lego, where I'd rather buy a really nice sports card. So I've kind of settled on this Speed Champions subset, let's call it, in card terms. That's the brand that I'm enjoying. So this Formula One Speed Champions Lego enthusiasm that I have is not really something I dedicate a lot of time to, although I display them on my desk so I get to see them regularly and I really enjoy them. But it's something where months will go by or even a year after I've built something and I'll think, oh, it would be kind of cool to get something else, to add to that collection. And then I look up online, and within days of me looking up online, there was a new announcement on the next thing. So it's almost like Lego has a really good finger on the pulse of what a casual collector like myself and when they would want the product to come out. And maybe it's just complete serendipity, or maybe I'm just reading into the stars too much, but the same kind of thing happened when I looked up on Amazon a non-Lego product, but yet knockoff Lego pieces, essentially, but licensed with Formula One teams. So Alfa Romeo, Red Bull, they had these products with a company, I want to say their name was Volt, and Volt basically made these exact replica Lego pieces and licensed all of the different logos and team names of Red Bull, and I bought those cars and I'm really enjoying them. Then months passed again, and recently, earlier this week, I said, I wonder if there could be a Formula One Lego product coming out anytime soon, maybe in time for the holidays. And I didn't Google it and start trying to search for the next product, but I did decide, you know what, I've got somebody in my life who actually told me that they liked Lego a while ago, and they also told me they had built a Lego car, so I thought, I'm going to get them my favorite Speed Champions Lego set, which is the McLaren, a $30 Lego set, so a very reasonable gift to give to somebody. And as I was doing the search in Amazon, something popped up that blew my mind. It was a Ferrari Speed Champions Lego set. Basically the exact same price, the exact same size, same styling, but of course different because it's a different car. And beautiful red. Like I now just to give some context to this, I really wanted a Ferrari Speed Champions car, even though Ferrari's not my main team. I cheer for McLaren, Lando Norris. But Ferrari is iconic in my mind. That's what I picture when I picture a Formula One race car. And I just wanted it basically for my Formula One Lego collection. So I looked at that and I thought, oh my gosh, it's like I have to snap by this right now. I need it. But as I scrolled, what was the next one that came up? A Red Bull car. And the next one was a Williams car. And I thought, what? Why would they make a Lego Williams Formula One car? What is going on? I need to get to the bottom of this. So I Google, Formula One, Speed Champions, Lego sets. And it turns out in 2025, released, I think, March 1st, we're getting every single Formula One team in Speed Champions and in this exact style of Formula One race car. I am so freaking excited about this. And not only that, but we can buy them each individually, or it's going to get released also in a special Amazon exclusive collector set of all 10 cars in one box with a novelty poster. I sound like a complete nerd talking about this, but of course, to non-card collectors, I probably sound like this every week, so there you go. Now, that alone would be enough to absolutely make my day, make my month, make my year in terms of Lego and Formula One. But it turns out it gets way better. Now, earlier this year, we also got a slightly larger model, which was a McLaren and Senna retro kind of set, comparable to like retro precious metal gems, to be frank, in card terms. Very cool set. The pistons do bounce up and down. Lots of neat features built into this, even though it's not as big and bulky like a Technic set. It's a proper Lego set. Well, we're getting a Williams Racing and Nigel Mansell set. So, I mean, I'm more excited about the McLaren one, which I already own, but to get a second car of that style is going to be super cool. Then we're getting a really big set, Technic Ferrari. The Technic Ferrari is going to be very expensive. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up anytime soon, but really cool to know that it's going to be on the shelves any day now. Then we get these tiny little guys that my son calls them baby cars. So like I've got a McLaren, so he calls it the baby McLaren. Well, it looks like we're going to get these little baby race cars in every single team. And it's going to be better than the old baby cars because they actually have little race car drivers in them. Then we're getting some Duplo, that's for little toddlers and stuff. I mean, my son's going to love it. I'm probably going to get the set for him. But then we get back to stuff that I'll actually be more interested in. The Lego City Formula One Speed Champions cars. So we're going to get a driver and McLaren race car set, which is going to be awesome. We're going to get a Formula One pit stop and pit crew with Ferrari car. Now this one blows my mind because it's a full-on like pit stop garage looking thing. It is so freaking cool. Then we're getting a proper Formula One garage with Mercedes AMG and Alpine cars with full-on like mechanics and tools and stuff. So cool. Then we get F1 truck with Red Bull and AMR 24 F1 cars. I don't know what the AMR 24 is. That must be like a Sauber or whatever. I mean, this one's going to be really cool. I'm excited about it. The truck like opens up and you can put the cars inside of it. It's like a semi truck. And I mean, this for some reason, this style of set is super popular. It's expensive and collectors love it. I think it's cool. I don't see why it's like way more desirable than the pit stop or the garage, but I mean, I'm going to want it 100%. Then we get into some more Lego City cars. It's going to be like a standalone dual set that comes with a Williams and a Haas. Then we're going to get a Sauber and V-Carb dual race cars that comes with like a finish line. This announcement is blowing my mind. Like you could take 1/5. No, you could take 1/10 of the different products that are being released, and I would say, wow, this is great news. This is exciting. So just imagine how proper Lego fans, proper Formula One Speed Champions fans are feeling. 10 times that amount of excitement. To put it in perspective, this would be like if the infrequent and unpredictable releases of golf card sets year over year were to suddenly change in 2025, and suddenly we were getting O-Pee-Chee Platinum Golf and Exquisite Release Golf on its own. We were going to get, a multi-sport set that has all the PMGs and RetroStar Rubies that I could ever want. And we get a set that has throwbacks and some vintage cards randomly inserted into packs. And we were going to get some, I can't even come up with a fair enough analogy in the card world to kind of describe how exciting this is for Formula One Speed Champions Lego. So there you go. I hope the card fans have stuck around this long, because I am passionate about that. I'm not even the biggest F1 fan around, but for some reason, when you mix Lego, the car, just me as an engineer, and just loving reading instructions and the meditative aspect of building these things in, the extra, the 15 minutes that you might have to yourself for the day. There's so many different aspects of Formula One race cars that I love. And if you've ever been curious about Lego, whether it's cars or something totally different, they make Lego for adults. My cousin's husband has a sailboat from Lego. The ladies have Lego flowers. You can actually get such realistic Lego flowers that you can put them in a proper vase and they look beautiful, like decorations. So I hope, if you've ever been interested, that you can take this episode and my enthusiasm to your local Walmart and just buy a set. Trust me, you won't regret it. That was the fondling plastic segment. Let's move on to fondling leather. A couple years ago, I came across a product by a company called Cardcase Pro. Sounds very bland or vanilla, but it's something that really caught my eye. It was a very neat little package around a graded card. So it basically looked a lot bigger than a slab, and it was made of leather, and it had two little windows. One big window that you could see the front of a card through, and then above that, a tiny little sliver of a window where you could see the label of the grading company. And so currently I've got two of these. I just got them this week. I ordered them online, and they're super cool. I've got two of my most expensive cards now in these little leather pouches. Cardcase Pro calls them card bags, I think. And it's like a little leather pouch that has a Velcro on the back that's, very nice, very, very well put together. And yeah, the only downside is you can't see the back of the card, but the two cards that I've got stored, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, they don't fit in my box or whatever now, but it just gives me this peace of mind that, even the slab that's protecting my high-end card is protected. And I could comfortably drop, multi-$1,000 cards. I could fumble them as I'm wandering in my room or in my office, and not feel a giant jolt of panic, like my card, the slab's gonna crack, or it's gonna get scratched, or the card's gonna jiggle around too much. I definitely feel comfortable having my cards in these things, and the leather. it looks classy. It definitely. If I wasn't a card collector and I saw somebody holding one of these, I would say, "Wow! What's that card? Why is it in this nice high-end looking case?" So that was fondling leather, much shorter than the fondling plastic segment, but it goes hand in hand with the fondling rubber segment in terms of card protection. So I don't know if any of you heard of this story from Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is, of course, the sports card investor. Whether investing flipping is your shtick or not, it's still a pretty cool story. He was at a major card show, and somebody walked up to him and threw a graded sports card actually a very high-end graded sports card. I don't know what card it was, but it was a nice card. And he threw it at Jeff Wilson's feet. And Jeff Wilson was almost in shock, stumbled and backwards and was like, "Oh my God, is the card okay?" And picked it up for the guy. And he said, "What is on this thing?" And around the outside of the PSA slab was this rubber guard. And I think the guy's company was called Slab Guard or something like that. And basically that was the guy's sales tactic, was to walk up to somebody with high esteem in the hobby, or some influencer who has deep pockets. I mean, Jeff Wilson's basically the epitome of that. And was looking for investors and basically said, "Oh, this is, going to protect your slab, and we spend so much money getting cards graded. Why not protect the plastic around them?" And Jeff Wilson thought it was such a cool idea and invested in the guy's company, and the rest is history. Now, I don't have that guy's slab protectors on my cards, but I did buy, a knockoff version of that. So from somewhere in China, I ordered these. I don't even know if plastics or if rubber is the right word. It's a little rubbery, they're flexible, but once it's on there, it feels a lot more like plastic than rubber. But they come in different colors. And I do feel like the card's pretty well protected. Now, obviously, it just protects the perimeter of the slab, so it could still get scratched on the front or back. But compared to those leather pouch type things I was talking about, this you can see both sides of the card very clearly. They stack really neatly, and for the most part, they can still fit in the different storage boxes and containers that I keep my graded cards in. So a lot of benefits going with this style of card protection. And yeah, I'm still not sure the best way I'm going to utilize these in my collection, but a few ideas I had was maybe to get a dark blue variation and put all of my cosmic golf cards once I get PSA 10 graded copies of every single one. By the way, I'm 60 or 70% of the way there, so making really good progress, but not quite. But I thought, if I put those blue bumpers on them to kind of color match with the Cosmos in the back of those cards, that would be pretty cool. And I could even get a purple one to match the background on the year, I think it was 2023, that Goodwin Champions did a purple kind of space background. But currently I've only got 3 of them, and I've got 2021 Upper Deck Artifacts, Tiger Woods Red, with a red guard around it, and this one looks awesome. The red really makes the card pop. And then, similarly, I've got another Tiger Woods card, a 2019 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions Lenticular, which is a 3D looking card in a PSA 9. And this card has a black background with almost a splash of color kind of look to it. And because the base of the background is black, I put a black slab guard, and it looks awesome. It's a totally different style of Tiger card. But anyways, I thought you guys might get a kick out of, the different kind of card slab protection products that I got recently. So far, glowing reviews from me. So if you have any questions or you want to know about the products, I don't earn any kind of commission, and there's no kind of affiliate partnership with these companies, but hit me up and I can let you know where I got mine and what kind of options I've come across. Always happy to chat with other collectors and, share our wisdom. And on the flip side, if you guys know of the products I've been talking about, let me know what you think of them, or if there's different kind of storage and protective products out there, let me know, because I'm kind of on this mission to make my collection not only contain the cards I want, but also be stored, displayed, and protected as if, these cards are worth a lot of money, which they are. And I guess the next step, I gotta figure out fireproofing. I know that this was not quite the Fondling Cardboard episode that you were hoping for, but I hope we made up for it by fondling plastic, leather, and rubber, and whatever other materials you guys are fondling in the background. After last week's episode where I dug a bit deeper than usual, I wanted something to mix up the energy a little bit with this episode. And next week, we'll be back to the regular cardboard type content, and we'll be one step closer to Christmas. So for any of you looking for last minute gifts, you might want to try meandering over to the Lego section of your local Walmart. I'm Mike, the Golf Card Collector. Golf Cards and Memorabilia on Facebook, at the Golf Card Collector on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for lasting this long. I'll see you guys next week.
Ridiculous golf card collector.